Also, him just calling all of the journalists ugly was objectively very funny.
Insane.
Where he's like, "You're all ugly," and it's like people are probably sitting there like, "What are you saying? Fuck me for? Like, what do you mean I'm ugly? Like, have you looked in the mirror?"
Welcome to the Classes Permanent Podcast. Today is Friday, May 15th, and we have an awesome episode here ahead of you. We are going to get into some of the big news that's come out this week. Florentino Perez has given us plenty. A new segment called Can I Get a Lineup? We're going to get into a recap of the midweek, and then we will jump into a weekend preview, maybe a little bit of footy feud in there, depending on how long this goes. Let's get into it. Away we go. Alrighty, we are ready to go. I am joined by a man who wants us to make money off interviews, Daniel Capucci.
Yep. How are you, E? At the time of recording this, and when people are listening, most likely will be hungover in upstate New York. So hope everybody's well and doing good.
Good. Not many better places to do a pooch. Upstate New York.
Yep. It's a beautiful experience.
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
How are you? Good.
I'm well. Thanks for asking. Good. We're starting to develop manners on this show. Yeah, I don't really have too much to talk about in this midweek. I want to know you burnt your hand.
Yeah,
anything
dude.
you want to say to people about that?
This thing hurts, and I'm being pretty brave and pretty strong about it. I'll put it up to the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. See, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's burnt.
Yep, you look burnt.
Shout out my mom. Partially her fault. Love her, but a little bothered. I just don't know.
Hot and bothered.
Not what I said at all. My hand hurts. I haven't really burnt myself before. I'm not very clumsy. I have my life together. I'm pretty agile and smart and stuff like that. So this is kind of a new pain for me. It's okay. I'm worried I'm going to wake up. I'm talking.
It's a new pain
I'm worried I'm going to
me.
wake up tomorrow and this thing is just going to be like oozing like pus and just like wet and gross. I hope that doesn't happen. If we have any doctors listening, text me. But other than that, okay, yeah.
We don't. I just want to let you know you do look like somebody that would be agile.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense or not, but every time I see you, whether in person or on camera, my first thought is I could not outshoot this guy. He's way too agile.
I was a center back. And I really held it down back there. I was pretty impossible to get around. And I think that carries into the way I act in my normal life, too.
Yeah, as a lifeguard.
No longer. I've moved on to bigger and better things.
Wow. What are you doing right now?
Waiting to move on to bigger and better things.
Recording a podcast.
Wait, you have all this time. We're putting you to work.
No,
you should not have told us you're not working right now.
I still have the coffee thing. Did I not tell you guys?
Coffee?
I'm working part-time at a coffee roastery. It's in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Is it?
The roastery is separate from the cafe. I deal with the beans.
I deal with the beans. All right, good stuff there. I did not know you were flicking some beans on the daily.
The hand injury is not going to be good for that.
Pooch, anything good going on in your life?
Maybe not good, but I'm trying to get this. This World Cup review popping, and so far I think YouTube shadow banned us. So
yeah, understandable.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, just go. I don't care if you actually I want you to watch the video and like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel, but worst case, just find it and look at it so I don't go crazy about the number of impressions we're getting. For some reason, I think we're shadow banned.
All I did is ask Pooch to do one thing, and now he's got me shadow banned on YouTube. We're going negative now.
Started with last episode where we said VAR corruption in the title. I didn't realize that the words corruption and controversy basically get you shadow banned on YouTube. So I changed it to meltdown, and it's improved a bit for the episode itself, but everything else we're getting nothing early on. So
pain.
It's got me thinking we're shadow banned.
Yeah. Well, good to know that you're hard at work there. Let's talk about someone else who's about to get shadow banned. Southampton spying scandal has gotten an update. So for those that have not seen on Twitter, what was his name? Salt? Was it Will Salt?
Will Salt or something like that.
Yeah, Will
Brian
Salt, an intern, was the one who was caught. I don't know if he actually got...
Hilarious photo too of
Yeah,
him getting
like
caught.
off center
He's
by the
hiding
tree.
behind a tree with a video camera.
No, he's with his phone. He's got his phone like this.
Still, it doesn't, whatever it is, it's clear that the guy is videotaping whatever is going on.
Did you hear the path he ran?
Did he go to like the coffee shop beforehand nearby?
I don't know what he did beforehand, but I guess they found out he was standing by the tree or someone saw him. He took off. He went like, there was like a golf course across the street. He ran through the golf course country club, like all the way through, then ran through the course itself, and then ended up like escaping. They have a picture of him, which we were talking about, but it's like this dude, apparently he's 27, so everyone keeps calling him like a kid because they hear intern. But yeah, like he just he literally did the dash. He just took off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of awesome that this is what Middlesbrough was worried about.
I also saw that apparently the guy was buying a coffee beforehand at like a shop as like his cover, like, oh, I'm just in the area and getting a coffee. So the other 19 clubs that lodged the report are now going to the date that they played Southampton.
Oh my God.
And looking up his name at local coffee shops.
This guy's such an idiot.
There could be a massive paper trail on this guy doing it. Not only
awesome.
that, but I don't know if you saw that Middlesbrough, we'll get into it, I guess, later, but they lost to Southampton in extra time. But their players are training as if they're gonna play in the promotion final.
Ooh.
Because the complaint is being extradited by an independent like arbitrator or whatever. So it's being extradited. So there's a chance that Middlesbrough still might be able to play in the final. So their players are going to train this upcoming week like they're playing in the final.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
You said extradited a couple of times.
Expedited. It means go quickly, go faster than normal.
Yes. Okay. Was just confirming.
Extradited means that you fled to a different country because you did something bad and the country found out and now the correct authorities are bringing you back in. They're extraditing you back.
Good. I totally understood it. That was just a little bit of a check for understanding, so I'm glad that you're on the right page.
Listen, we got to hand up. We have to check each other sometimes.
I'm just making sure you're on the right page here.
When we normally play zone, but when we go man to man, you need to have those hand checks in place to make sure the other one's doing good.
I don't know, man. I'm just wearing my shin pads.
MALEN, right now?
Yeah. You always got to keep the shin pads on. You never know. I stay on go. MALEN, your boy, Roma has activated his 25 million euro clause, so he will be a full-time Roma player.
Yeah, I'm happy, but also a little scared about it. I feel like sometimes players, it's like, okay, now I can like kind of relax. Like I know where I'm gonna be, all of that, yada yada yada. But I just want to point out that so far at Roma, he's played 18 matches, has 14 goals and 2 assists. Literally almost getting a goal contribution a game for us. Like
it's impossible
insane
to not pay that clause. 25 mil for that is ridiculous.
Yeah, he goes back to Villa, and there's another team coming in with like 50 mil for him. So,
on top
really
of it, does he really want to go back?
True. Yeah, he's in great form. He's probably going to be the starting striker for the Dutch team, unless Val Veghorst gets the call up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there other good Dutch strikers? Let's think about this.
Unless they rock with Memphis Depay for the 12th year in a row.
Leading goal scorer all time for the Netherlands. Not Johan Cruyff, not Bergkamp.
He's great. I think. Leave the football before the football leaves you.
Yeah, it hasn't left him yet. He's just balling in Brazil. It hasn't left him yet, though.
I don't think he is anymore.
No.
I think he got released.
Let's see where Memphis Depay is. No, it says he still plays for Corinthians.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that he's the all-time national goal scorer. Like, you think of the players that have played for the Netherlands. Johan Cruyff, Dennis Bergkamp, Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie. Valverde?
Endias Valverde in the 50s. Great center back.
Okay. For the Netherlands. Someone with last name Valverde.
Yeah, Endias Valverde.
Okay. I don't know if you're fucking with me or not.
Dude, it's in my World Cup book.
I'm looking this up. This episode was supposed to be a quick one. No, there's nobody named that.
Hey, and guess what? That's me man marking you right there, trying to keep you on your toes and not let you get
Wasting my
one
time.
through on you.
Wasting my time. Let's get into the exciting stuff. Florentino Perez has had a bombshell. We wrote interview, but I guess it's more of a press conference. I was writing notes and then I just kind of stopped. Essentially, in his press conference, he was addressing multiple things. The club, now that they've gone 2 years trophyless, the Valverde and Tushimeni fight, the manager issues, the fact that he has now called for an election at the club. He is not stepping down. He's essentially saying, if you think you can do this better than me, if you guys decide you don't want me, that's fine. Let's have an election. The only thing is, for those that don't know, to get elected to be president of Real Madrid, before you even get up to be nominated, you have to have, I think, 20%, be able to put up 20% of the club's budget in your own personal assets. You have to have been a member of the club for 20 plus years. You have to be on the current board of directors. You have to currently lead a board of directors at your company. And I think there was one more. Am I missing one, Pooch?
No, I think you got it.
So that's like 3 people on Earth.
Yeah.
And he's one of them.
Yeah, he also mentioned the Negreira case where he has zero relationship with Barcelona. He's still trying to get that one through.
Yeah, Barca's once again looking at legal options with him. So if he wants to help us fund Bastoni, that's okay.
I do think we should apologize to people out there, because I think a lot of the things that he talked about, I was like, oh shoot, we talked about that on Monday's episode or Tuesday's episode. Like, it was literally a few hours after. I was like, did he listen to our podcast and then be like, I have to say everything opposite of what these guys said? Because I was like listening to it. I was like, bar for bar, he's stealing our whole flow.
Yep.
Like, bar for bar. I looked at it more of a comedic standpoint than a like soccer standpoint. So I'm glad you brought up the soccer stuff, because now I can bring up the comedic stuff.
Good.
The part where he just mentioned Arda Güler and Güler just walked up and stood next to him, hilarious.
Yeah. That was
He didn't call on him. He didn't call on him to come up or anything. He just said, Arda Güler is here. And Güler stood up, walked next to him, and then just stood there for a minute or two, which was hilarious. Also, him just calling all of the journalists ugly was objectively very funny.
Insane.
Where he's like, you're all ugly. And it's like, people are probably sitting there like, what are you saying fuck me for? Like, what do you mean I'm ugly? Like, have you looked in the mirror? Like, so yeah, I don't know. It seems it seems the man is becoming a little bit unhinged because of everything. Not saying that's a bad thing if you're a Real Madrid fan, but I would be a little nervous, because normally I think of Perez as kind of that cool, calm, I'm just going to throw my weight around in the transfer market. But if he's acting like this before the market even starts, I have a feeling he's just going to go balls to the wall and spend like 500 million. And a lot of that money might not go to the correct signings, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm just looking at his comments. I mean, this was one of them. Do we have to always win the Champions League? If so, then the rest of European clubs should just commit. Boop. I don't want to say the word because I think that might shadow banned us. Okay. There was another one here. Look at this article here on my phone. I think it was written by a woman. What does she know about football? Is the woman in the room with us? Okay.
Don't forget, Real Madrid does have a women's team. So
yeah, well, it's pretty bad. If you're a Madrid fan, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd probably be like the jerk off propping it. I'd be like, let's go like bar for bar. But at the same time, like Lamine Yamal has destroyed this club since he's shown up. Like, Real Madrid are like, oh, Messi left. Barca's in a bad era. Like, we're gonna be coasting. We just got Kylian Mbappe, and then this motherfucker named Lamine Yamal showed up and Hansi Dieter Flick. Sorry,
I saw an interview yesterday, Wednesday, or 2 days ago, of him, and they asked him, would you go for Yamal? First off, I don't think Yamal will ever go to Real Madrid, but just the fact that he gets that question, like, would you go for Yamal? And his response isn't like, he's the best player in the world, I would love to get him. It is, I have no relationship with Barcelona. No comment. I would never go. It's Barcelona. And I'm like, dude, he's top 3 player in the world, arguably number 1. And like, at that point, you don't care if it's Barcelona. Like, if the roles were reversed and you were a Barcelona fan and Yamal was on Real Madrid, you would be sitting there so pissed off that Perez was like, we're not going for him. You'd be like, what do you mean you're not going for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's off his rocker. He also has just said, he's like, I don't care. Barcelona could sue me. Every time they bring it to court, just nothing is found. And every time it's like found that everything was legal. And he just keeps like, legitimately, when people say, I don't want to beat a dead horse, he actually frequently beats a dead horse. I know Pooch want to make a joke there. You can make it. Go ahead.
I actually have nothing in my brain about a joke about beating a dead horse.
No problem. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on, first off, these elections. How funny it would be if he lost? Not like called it just like Aura Farm and then he lost. Who? Real Madrid presidential election candidate.
I swear to God, if Ryan Reynolds somehow ends up owning Real Madrid, I might commit.
Oh my God. It's so funny because these elections, it's like Alvaro Arbeloa is like, if anyone could turn the situation around, it's Florentino Perez. I'd back him. Yeah, well, he also put you in this position, so.
Stop the glaze, brother.
Stop the glaze. This is Real Madrid. Real Madrid mentioned by Perez, albeit not named, is now considering not running against him. Enrique Riquelme is considering his candidacy. The person he's referring to, the 37-year-old businessman, is the president of the company Cox Energy, and recently had headlines for a $4 billion takeover of something in Mexico. Wow. So there's a chance he may run. Let me see if there's anyone else that maybe a name we're familiar with, because I really don't know who's going to be able to.
Iker Casillas.
Iker? I don't think he could put up the money, unfortunately.
Well, he's talking like he wants to be president.
Well, he should. Anyway, I don't want to give more time to that fraud Florentino Perez bozo. Something very cool here: the Miller Lite MVP match ball. I don't know if people have seen this. So Miller Lite is coming out with, I guess more than anything, it's not a cooler. It's like a what would you call it? It's not a cooler. It's like a pack. I don't know.
Yeah.
A carry. They're able to put 12 Miller Lights in it. It looks like a soccer ball. I'm with it. If it was a cooler, 10 times cooler. The functionality is really not great.
No.
But it's all right.
Half your beers are just going to be upside down for.
Exactly. The biggest thought I had is, what about the beer that's on the bottom of the ball? Just upside down. That's going to just be a pain in the ass.
To be fair, though, if you're drinking 12 beers out of that bowl in one day, by the time you get to 8
you don't
12,
care.
You're not going to care.
Don't care.
You're not going to care.
To be fair, though, if you're with the lads, you take your 12-pack, throw it in there. It's going to suck.
Well,
your second beer's upside down.
You would kick it in.
Okay. This also follows, I think Michelob Ultra is doing, I don't know if you guys saw this, for the man of the match of the finals, Michelob Ultra is paying someone like $50,000. I think it might be more to just walk the trophy out. Like, what? Like, I'm going to be able to go and hand the thing to Lamine Mall? Okay. And they're going to pay me $50,000 too, and probably a shit ton of Michelob Ultra. And like, that's a tough one for E. Yeah, I'll fucking do it. I don't know how to apply to that, but I'm going to apply to that. And then there's obviously the big one right now, which is, I think, Fox. And who is...
Yeah.
Fox.
I don't know the other company, but it's definitely Fox. With the watching.
There was like a kind of a random company. Or I was like, why do they care? But long story short, Fox and someone else are sponsoring someone to watch every single World Cup game in Times Square in a glass box. Oh no. Like, I don't understand why these are challenges.
That's all fun and games. And for me and you, it would be very easy. But it's all fun and games till 2 a.m. rolls around and you're watching like Haiti versus DR Congo.
Probably
and
that'd
it's
be
a
at 2 a.m.
0-0. Because some of the games start at midnight.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Not for us. Maybe in Europe.
No, for us.
There's no way.
Let me pull it up right
Pooch,
now.
where are they playing that they start at midnight? How does that make sense? Explain how that makes sense to me.
12 a.m. Australia, Turkey, Sunday, June 14th. Vancouver, British Columbia.
So, okay.
So it's a 3-hour difference. So for them, it's 9, but for us,
I honestly
12.
took it as you saying that they're going to kick the game off at, well, yeah.
No,
because you said 2 a.m. for us, so I was like, there's no way they're going to start a game at, okay. That makes more sense. A midnight game makes more sense for us to watch. Okay. Apologies. But again, just checking you there.
Hey, listen, we have to man-mark. This is a man-marking episode.
Yeah. Let's man-mark like Arsenal doing the fucking box. Here's the thing, though. That's going to be tricky. My question for them is, I don't have to sleep in the box, do I? Like, am I just watching the game?
You can't, you low-key can't sleep during the games.
No, I don't want to. What I'm saying, though, is like, am I able, so like the game ends at like, I don't know.
You're not leaving.
You're
They're
not
going to
staying in
bring
a
you
box.
food. They're going to keep you in a box.
Owen, this is actually good. We're going to bring Owen on stream. On episode. He just said he got his schedule for work and it's absurd. Why don't you talk about it,
the
Owen?
hours are crazy. I didn't know. I thought the games. I feel like most World Cup, the games are like in a pretty like structured like time frame. Whether it's
Yeah.
like, I feel like for Qatar it was like the mornings, and like the games would kind of be done by like 2 p.m. But it seems this time they're all over the place. I mean, I have like random shifts from like 2 p.m. to midnight, which like I didn't even know like there's but there's also morning shifts from like 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I guess there's just games like all day, and I guess this is part of the bigger tournament, right? Like there literally are more games than there ever have been. So I guess the way they've done that is they've kept the same length of tournament, but they've just packed more games in a day, which I guess would make sense, but it's going to make for a weird watching experience. I guess it'll be
Okay.
more akin to like, actually, I don't know. I was going to compare it to March Madness, right? How you're like at school, watching the games, but it's like, no, because
Yeah,
they're going to
but it's
be
still
games when you wake up, games throughout the day, and then a game at night, like literally all day.
it's a little too much. It's a little too much because it's hard to watch all the games. Like at least one way you can build your schedule kind of around them for the month. To be fair, like I'll sit and watch every game if you wait. Next question: how are you going to be able to watch every game if some games are going to probably play around the same time and overlap?
Gotta have like a command center, I guess. Yeah.
Multi-view.
Oh, that'd be kind of sick, dude. I would have such a problem. They'd be like, I would have probably gambled away the $50K that they're going to pay me while I'm in the box. They'd be out and be like, here's your $50K. And I'm like, thank fucking God. I was about to get shot. My bookie was on his way. They're like, so you just sat in a box for nothing. You literally brought home nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I have to go get a job now. That's awesome. I'm going to tweet that later and see if I get like 7 likes. All right, cool. Thanks for that, Owen. Goodbye. All right, no one's backstage again, where he belongs. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited for the World Cup. I'm starting to build up hype, even though, and now that we have the 55-man roster starting to come out, it's time for us to do our new segment, something that Owen's been begging us to do. I think Pooch named it. Can I get a lineup? This is our new segment where we are going to give what our projected lineups should be for the World Cup rosters. I think Pooch has already nominated me to start with Spain, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Pooch, I think, is going to start with Portugal. Are we working together on these?
No, I think we're going to work together, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So let's start with Spain. I'm going to bring up their FOT mob. I think Spain's going to play in a 4-3-3. Right off the rip, our 3 goalkeeping options are going to be David Raya, Unai Simon, and Joan Garcia. Are we doing what they should do or what they are going to do? Because if it's what they
should do, based on our opinions.
Okay.
I agree. It is important because I think we both are thinking the same thing to a point where they're going to start Unai Simon, but I don't think they should.
I don't hate the idea of it, but it should be Raya or Joan Garcia, arguably the 2 best goalkeepers in the world this season based on form. And I think this might be where we get into a fist fight. Pooch, I will let you take the floor first.
I mean, I'm not too like, oh, David Raya has to start, but I do think this year he's been the best goalkeeper in the world. I mean, he's given up like 3 or 4 goals in the Champions League. He has 18 clean sheets in the Prem, which is arguably the toughest division in the world league in the world. I think you could say like, oh, he has a great defense in front of him, but even for example, this past weekend, like looking at the save he made on Mateus Fernandez, was just outstanding. So I do think he should probably get the nod. Also, he is a bit older, so I think that helps. He's been around the block a few times. Pause.
Hey, yo.
So yeah.
Don't disagree with a lot of that. Where I would disagree and where I would prop my guy Joan Garcia. Barcelona play a high line, which makes it even harder. On top of it, he has 15 clean sheets in 7 less matches played. So he's only 3 off with 20 goals conceded instead of 26. That obviously comes with some of that. So although he does maybe not have the clean sheets, and this is just based off Premier League and La Liga. So that for me is kind of where I'd go with him. I'm not going to argue either way. I don't really care enough. I would nod for Joan Garcia, but I'm going to put David Raya because I'm going to be nice to you.
Thank you.
At left back, this isn't hard for me. I would put Cucurella. I don't know if there's an argument against that.
Nope, there's none. Especially Balde didn't even make the 55-man roster.
He keeps not making it, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But I'm not, again, it is what it is. One of my center backs here, I don't think there's an argument, is Cubarsí.
Nope.
It
has not at all.
Okay. And then the other one is where there's debate. Spain's center back options. So we've already put Pau Cubarsí into the team. We can't find a definitive 55-man list. I don't think they've come out. A couple of notable. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say, for what it's worth, we do know Laporte is there.
Yep.
Robin Lenormand, Danny Vivian, Dean Huijsen, Eric Garcia. Personally, I think Lenormand should go there. I think he's a good option. I also wouldn't be shocked. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to Huijsen or Eric Garcia, in all honesty.
I would be very opposed to Huijsen. He's been ass.
Well, that's why I said, like, I wouldn't, like, I don't think he should, but if you were going to go him, I would have been like, all right.
The person I would arguably put there, I mean, I can make a really strong argument for Gerard Martin for Barcelona. Like, legitimately, he has only lost one game in the league this entire year. Excuse me, all year when playing. So he's like 25 games played, 26 games played, 25 games won.
I don't think Gerard Martin made it.
Well, again, I don't know what the preliminary list looks like. But those center backs make sense, right? Laporte's been in the team. Yeah. Lenormand's going to be with the team. I would put Mark Pubel, who's kind of taken Lenormand's spot a bit at Atletico Madrid. He's had a very, very good year. He started as a right back, so he gives you some versatility, but he's become a center back for them. That's who I would put there. Lenormand did start, though, at the last World Cup, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they go with. But personally, based on form, I'd probably put Pubel. Lenormand also missed a decent amount of time this year due to a head injury. I think, like, got cleated in the head or something.
Mm.
What do you want me to put here?
Put the guy
Pubel.
You said.
This guy don't even know ball.
Puberty.
At right back.
Well, I know he tried to beat up Gyökeres for celebrating.
Sorry, Poochie.
Okay.
I'd also
real quick, you're gonna have to cut this part out. Oh, and it's not Portugal, it's Spain. There we go. Okay.
All right. Moving over to right back, a couple of options. So Spain at this point, Dani Carvajal has supposedly not made the 55-man.
He is not.
Roster, thank God. So here are the options that I have in my mind. Who I think should be in the positions, Marcus Llorente.
Yep.
The Atletico Madrid kind of midfielder who's become a right back. I think Pedro Porro maybe can make the team as a rotational player. This is one of Spain's weaker spots, is at right back. And then after that, Eric Garcia has played a lot of right back for Barcelona, so I could see him in the spot. But if we're talking about who to start, for me, it's kind of clear cut, similar to Cucurella. I think it's Marcus Llorente.
Yep, agreed.
Cool. Let's do it. Marcus Llorente. All right. So our back line, as we can see, David Raya, Cucurella, Mark Pubel, Pau Cubarsí, and then Marcus Llorente. What's Cucurella's first name?
Mark.
It is Mark. So we have Mark, Marcos. Good.
Pau
and David. Moving over to the midfield. The first name, and it's the easiest name for me, is Pedri. I don't think there's a discussion. Now, we have this as just a standard 4-3-3. I think we'll either see kind of 2 6s or whatever it might be. Now, here's the argument. Like, does Rodri get in the starting lineup?
See, that's where I'm like, I feel like two of Spain's options, like at the last really big international tournament, the Nations League, like last summer, it was like Rodri and Zubamendi were the two kind of sixes. And Rodri right now, I think, is in horrendous form. I don't think he should start for Spain. But Zubamendi, the kind of successor to Rodri, has not had a good end of the season because I think he's so kind of gassed. I don't know. I like Rodri there. Like, I like the prototype of Rodri in this midfield, kind of more of a like destroyer, like great passing range too, but like is known kind of as that shield before the defense and can kind of get the team playing upwards. With that being said, I don't know this team as well maybe as you do, Ethan. Do they have somebody else besides a Rodri or Zubamendi that kind of plays that way? Because if not, I think you may have to just put Zubamendi in there.
Yeah. The more I think about it, like, so again, it's just funny because like with Barca brain, like Eric Garcia is one of the first names because he's literally played like he has pretty much split his season between defensive midfielder, center back, and right back. So I think he's a solid option. That's where it gets tricky. Like Gavi's come back, and Gavi supposedly is poised to get a spot in the team. I don't know if he starts, but like he could fit that role. I think Zubamendi made the Euro team. I think if Rodri and whether who's in form or who they want to go, I think he probably does start Rodri because he's talked extremely high of Rodri. Who do I think gets the spot? Probably Rodri. Who do I think we should put in the spot at the moment? I would probably put Zubamendi. As we had a 4-3-3, I remember like Spain don't really play with a 4-3-3. They play similar to Barca with like a 4-2-3-1. So with that in mind, like you're gonna have these kind of double eights or double sixes essentially, with Pedri doing a lot more of the carrying work up the field,
which also makes sense because that's basically Pedri is like his type of footballer is similar to Declan Rice in the sense of they like to carry the ball, but they also work hard off the ball, get back. And Zubamendi's been playing next to that the entire season. So like he's basically they've been doing like the 2-8s and like a 10 all year. So I do think he maybe would fit the team the best.
100%. Another player is Fabian Ruiz from PSG, who obviously had a really good Mikel Merino. He wouldn't play, I don't think, in like one of these spots, but like maybe he gets a shout. Probably at this point, I don't know. I don't know how he's done this the back end of the season for Arsenal.
He's been hurt since like December.
Yeah, so that makes it tricky. In the 10, some options we have here at the 10: Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo. You could make an argument for Alex Baena through the 10. I don't really see a competition here based on the season he's had. I think it's Fermin Lopez.
Okay, good. That's who I was going to say.
I don't think there's an argument. I think, again, if you look at how they're probably going to line up and just some pedigree and just some of like continuity, I could see Dani Olmo getting this starting job because when he's played for Spain, he's been terrific. And you got to think as a national team manager, you're going to lean on older players. You don't care about developing Fermin Lopez. You know what I mean? Like, your focus is Dani almost performed for me. And if Fermin outperforms it, maybe things switch. But coming into it, you're like, that's kind of my guy. The same thing with Rodri over Zubamendi. The same thing where I could see Lenormand over Pubel, right? Because of that. But, and why they're probably going to go with Unai Simon over either of the goalkeepers we said. On the right wing, I don't know why I didn't just do this right away.
We won't even discuss. Yeah.
Easy enough. The left wing's interesting. Nico Williams has had a fucking horrible year. He's hurt now. Apparently, he will be healthy for the World Cup. Some other options. Victor Munoz, who's played for Osasuna this year. Really good season. Jan Virgili for Mallorca. I don't think he makes the World Cup team, but another just left wing that hit my head that's Spaniard. Transparently, you can actually probably start Dani Olmo on the left and have Fermin through the middle. I wouldn't do that, but you could. Oyarzabal can play through the left. Ferran Torres can play through the left. I'm trying to think of some other players I might be missing.
Pino?
Yermi Pino is another really good shout.
Baena, can he play off the left?
Yeah, specifically he can play off the left, and that was going to be actually my shout based on the season he's had.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, I mean, Baena, it kind of makes life easy, right?
Yeah,
he hasn't had the best season in the world, but he's been decent. Again,
I mean, if for Spain, I'll say this: like going into this World Cup, there's two positions where I'm like a little iffy on.
Yeah,
and it is right back and left wing, and it's not so much right back. Llorente, great. It's kind of like afterwards, like you mentioned, like they could put an Eric Garcia there, they could put a Pedro Porro there, like. At that point, you're right back. You're not really worried about defending as much as who works best with Yamal.
Yeah.
On that right side. Left wing, I would probably be the most concerned with because not a single left winger I feel like is really in the best of form right now. Where it's like you're kind of like you would love Nico Williams to have had a great year and not be injured because it's an easy right-in. And then Pino hasn't really he's kicked on to a point at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but he might not make the World Cup team.
Yeah, and like Oyarzabal, I don't want to start him. Ferran Torres, I personally want him as the starting striker for Spain. Yeah. And Baena's I think a good player.
I think the key, right, is remembering what Spain did at the last Euros, they play very Barcelona-like, which is nice because, again, similar formation, very direct, which is why I think a lot of the Barcelona players had such a good Euro, because between that and why they fit so well in Flick's system, at the end of the day, right, you're going to have a lot of your creative playmaking coming off the right? Like, you need someone who can kind of play. What Nico Williams did great is very direct off the left, was a threat that took some pressure off Lamine, but a goal scorer there. You don't really need a false nine so much, but you do need someone that's going to create some space, because then you have guys like Dani Olmo, and in this World Cup, I think it's going to be Fermin Lopez, who are making those like second runs into the box. You know, with that in mind, I think Baena is probably a good shout. I do think if Nico Williams is healthy, they'll probably start him the first couple of games, because if he's the second he kicks into form, he's as dangerous as can be, right? Like, him and Lamine are just impossible to both guard in a game. That being said, at striker, I would put Ferran. This is probably a position, when you're talking about positions that I kind of fear for, per se, for the Spanish national team. Left wing, a bit. It just depends. If Nico Williams is healthy, no problems. The positions that worry me a little bit is center back. I trust Kubarsi, but it's like who the second center back is going to be. And a bit of it is striker. And the reason why I say striker is Ferran Torres in form, no problem. Ferran Torres not in form, big problem. But yeah, I like this lineup. I wouldn't be surprised to see this variation of this lineup at the World Cup. Again, I think we do see Unai Simon in goal. I do think we probably see Rodri next to Pedri. Something else to remember, at the last World Cup, Rodri played center back. They played kind of like a back three, and so that's another way to get him into the team and kind of still keep some quality.
Yeah, I could see that happening too, especially it feels like his legs are a bit gone, so maybe putting him with a younger player like Kubarsi, that would be a really good center back pairing.
100%. Well, let's move over now. We're going to do it again. This time we're going to do it with the Portuguese national team. Give me 1 second to clear this out. Clear lineup, country. Pooch, you know what formation they play?
My guess is they're going to probably play a 3-5-2.
Okay, 1 second. A 3-5-2. Okay.
I think so, yeah. That basically is what I would play with this team.
Yeah. Alrighty. We are now going to move over to the Iberian brothers of Spain, the Portuguese national team. We have opted for and let me share my screen. We have opted here for a 3-5-2 formation. Where do we want to start? We want to start at the top or start at the bottom?
We got to start at the bottom, I think.
Yep. Starting in goalkeeper, Pooch, who would be your shout here?
Diogo Costa, the Porto goalie. I think he's probably the best goalie that they have right now. And I'm looking at their 55-man roster, and the backups are Jose Sa, Rui Silva from Betis, and Ricardo Vallejo from Furnace. So,
yeah,
I mean, he's the best goalie they have.
100%. All right, looking at this back three, I think this is an interesting position here with this back three. I think the first name that we probably throw right in, and I'm thinking right down the middle, is Ruben Dias. Ruben?
Yep.
I don't think there's going to be much debate there. And then there's some options here on either side of him. I'm just thinking right off the top of my head, right? You have Antonio Silva, who I think plays for Benfica, Goncalo Inacio, who plays for Sporting, right? He plays for Sporting? Yeah, he plays for Sporting.
Yeah.
Araujo, who I think, is he play for Benfica too? Yes, who had a decent one, not the Uruguayan Araujo. I think Diego Dallo has played a little center back in kind of a back three as well.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I really would love to put Antonio Silva in here, but I have a feeling they're going to put Diego Dallo off the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And then off the left, Inacio. I'm pretty sure he's a left-footed
Inacio is.
fella. Yeah.
Everyone knows
that would be what they're going to go with.
Everyone knows Inacio because when you're in career mode and you're looking to sign a left-footed center back.
Him and Diomande. Those are always the two first ones.
Exactly. On the right side, it's tricky because, again, this is how we would play. I don't think I would play Diego Dallo. I think I would play Antonio Silva, but I'm willing to compromise here with you, Pooch.
I think they may play Dallo there. Or I think I want to play Dallo there.
Okay. So you don't
Silva. Not because Silva's a bad player, but I'm looking at this team
Mm-hmm.
and they seem like, just off glance, a very experienced team.
Yeah.
And at my center back position, if I'm going to play 3 in the back, I want as much experience in that back line to solidify it as possible, and Dalot gives me that.
Is there an argument here for this Araujo from Benfica? I know he's had a very decent season for them,
There
especially.
could be. I also think there could be a shout for Renato Vega.
I was about to say Renato Vega too.
Yeah, like, I think both of them have a bit of a shout, but once again, I just think the way that this like, in my eyes, I don't know what the betting lines are. Portugal is like one of the top 4 or 5 teams that
Without a
could win
doubt.
this
Yep.
tournament. And if that's the case, I want as many guys on there that could win me a game that are experienced as possible. I don't know if Vega, Silva, the other fella you mentioned, I forgot his name off right now.
Araujo.
I don't know if they are massive upgrades on Dalot.
Okay. I mean,
Like, in your opinion, what do you think? Like, me personally, I don't look at the 4 of them and I'm like, well, Silva's just like, with Inacio and Diaz, I look at both of them and I'm like miles ahead of the other 4.
right.
But the other 4 are kind of all like, they all have their own personal qualities where I sit there and I'm like, well, they're good at passing, they're good at more of a defensive style. They kind of roam. Like, it just seems very even. And if it's all even, then I want a guy that's more veteran in there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with that. I haven't really watched Dalot this season, so that's where it gets tricky. I know he can play that role a bit. I just remember Araujo from the Benfica game against Real Madrid and some of those, and he looked solid. So that's why I like mine. And I know Antonio Silva hasn't really had a good year. I know a lot of Benfica fans have been a little frustrated with him. He's made some stupid mistakes. So I'm like, all right, like, he's probably the better pair at the moment. But I like the idea of Dalot. I think, again, right, if we're talking, as you mentioned, like, experience, if we're talking about trying to win and just, hey, like, we just need to stay solid, I think, again, they probably go with Dalot, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with that there. I'm going to put a couple of these guys in here who I don't think there's an argument. At left wing back, at left mid, however you want to call it, Nuno Mendes. Let's just fill out this midfield. Vitinha. João Neves, right? And then at Bruno Fernandes, right? Is this team really need anything more than that?
Nope.
And
they have
then
a solid mid.
I was going to say right wing back. So, I mean, João Cancelo has had a terrific year this year. I'm just trying to think who else can play in that right mid spot. I guess you do have a guy like Pedro Neto, who maybe could, but I don't know. Are you going traditional kind of wing back? Do you kind of turn this into a, realistically speaking, this could just become a 4-3-3?
Yeah, I think I do go Cancelo. The only person that maybe more so than Neto that would make me turn my head and be like, maybe not, would be Mateus Nunes from Man City, because he's had a really good season too at right back, not right wing back, but with more freedom to move up the pitch with an extra defender behind you. We may see more of his midfield qualities come to play. But with all of that being said, I just fought hard for Dalot to get in at center back because he's veteran. And with Cancelo performing much better than Dalot has been for Barcelona since he came back to Europe, I think it's his spot regardless. Like, so
he has had a really good year. And I think, again, a little bit of maturity in the team can help out with that. Now it's up to our front two. I don't really think this one's tricky either. I mean, we all know what's going to end up. Well, remember, this is what we want them to do. And I don't want them to do what we were about to do, which is put Ronaldo into the team.
I'm going to be honest, Ethan. I'm looking at the 55-man roster right now. Their attackers are Ronaldo, Leao, João Felix, Goncalo Ramos, Pedro Neto, and Francisco Conceição. I don't like Ronaldo starting. He may have to start. That's a horrendous kind of 6 right there. I don't know. Like, I think Leao, once again, he hasn't had the best of seasons, but he probably has to start as one of the two. This is also why I said they should do a 3-5-2, because I don't think this is probably their weak spot on this team. They have probably the best midfield in the tournament, like bar for bar with any team. They have the best wing back pairing in the tournament. They have one of the top 4 or 5 defenses in the tournament. their attackers are mid. Like, just in terms of not in form, they don't excite you a lot. Like,
yeah,
I guess, like, for this one, you have to put Ronaldo and Leao, but also, like, I like the idea of Ronaldo coming off the bench for them and giving them a spark in the game. But, like, at this point, so, like, those are your two attackers. It's 0-0 in the 80th minute. You look at your bench and you see Goncalo Ramos, João Felix, and Pedro Neto, and Francisco Conceição. Does that really invite you trying to move on from Leao and Ronaldo in the game?
no, not at all.
No. Yeah.
That's why I'm
So,
taking a look here to see who else. I mean, you have Goncalo Guedes, or however you say his name, from
yeah.
Sociedad, who's had a decent year. 22 games started, 12 goal contribution. Oh my god, these guys are all so ass. João Felix. João Felix is probably more so a rotation with Bruno Fernandes. Wow, João Felix, 32 goals. Oh, excuse me, 32 goal contributions in 32 games. 20 goals, 12 assists.
Where's he play?
Saudi, but let me tell you something.
Okay.
To be fair, though, look at Ronaldo's numbers. Because at that point, you have to start the guy with better numbers at the same league, in the same team.
That's true.
Ronaldo, 27 goal contributions in 29 games played. Sorry, 28. They're both in ridiculous form in that league, but that league sucks.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I think this is probably your best lineup. I think you can make arguments for even like maybe Pedro Neto. No, you can't play him in one of those two.
No.
The other option is you play this as a, like, and this might sound crazy. You just play a 4-3-3. You put Cancelo in for Dalot, right? So you have just two center backs. You have Mendes as your left back, Cancelo as your right back, right? You keep your midfield how it is. You go Leao, Ronaldo, and Pedro Neto off the right. And if you really want to get crazy, Cancelo can play as a winger, right? Like, you just get, like, say fuck it, and you just put the best players on the field.
Okay, so tell me if I'm crazy or not, because now I'm thinking a bit. So let's say your back four is Mendes, Inacio, Diaz, Dalot, right? You keep you keep two of the midfielders there, Vitinha and Neves. You move Cancelo over to right wing, Leao to left. You bring in Ruben Neves to the midfield, and then put Bruno Fernandes in a false 9. Yeah. Is that too much or no?
I think it's too much with Ronaldo.
Well, Ronaldo would be on the bench.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At that point.
I think there's definitely a possibility for that. But
yeah, I mean, that midfield then just becomes, you're not really progressing the ball besides really Vitinha so much. It's more of a defensive midfield. But you get Bruno, you get an extra attacker on the field, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hear you.
I think the team that we have is probably their best 11 to go to the World Cup with. I think, once again, this is going to be a team where they're going to be a tough out. You're not going to be able to score a ton of goals on them. You're not going to be able to progress the ball a ton on them. It's just, they're going to get opportunities. Bruno will create chances. I don't know if those two guys up top can finish, or anybody on their squad will be able to finish.
If Leao's in form, he's a menace. He's very Nico Williams coded. They're both kind of the same guy, where, like, if they're in form, they're like best on the field. If they're not, you're like, oh my God, get him off the field ASAP.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this new segment. Can I get a lineup? This is what we're looking for Portugal here. Just a reminder, we have Diego Costa in net. Our back three is Goncalo Inacio, Ruben Diaz, Diego Dalot. Our wing backs are Nuno Mendes off the left, João Cancelo off the right. Of course, our two kind of 6s, 8s, whatever you want to call them, Vitinha and João Neves. And in the 10, you have big Bruno Fernandes. And then we started a front two of Rafael Leao and Cristiano Ronaldo. Let us know. Sorry. Let us know in the comments what you think about our lineup here. Were we right? Were we wrong? Maybe we missed somebody. Is there a player that we missed that we didn't think about? But yeah, we are now going to move over to a midweek recap. Alrighty, jumping into the midweek recap here. Not too many games, so we're just going to kind of fly through this, I think. Let's start off real quick with a Premier League update. Palace lose to City 3-0. I didn't get a chance to watch this game. Pooch, talk me through it. Yeah, just...
guys won. Like, they legitimately just gave up. They were like, all right, you guys won. No, I think if anything, I had this one marked down as a City win anyway.
Yeah.
I think the game that I'm looking at for City is against Bournemouth next Tuesday, I believe. So that one I will be fully attentive to. I think it actually helps Arsenal in a way, this result, because they have us on goal difference now that we're both even. They have more goals scored, so even if we drew on goal difference, they would beat us on goals scored. So it puts us in a position where it's like, listen, we knew already, like, we can't even draw a game. We have to win the last two. So it's like, this just cements it. Like, there is no backup. There's no plan B in terms of like, well, we just have to score 8 goals against Crystal. Like, there's no plan B. If you don't go with plan A and just win 2 games, 180 minutes for the rest of your lives, you don't deserve to be champions. So, like, that's the case. Like, so the lines are drawn now. We know VAR drew the lines. We know it. So just go out and play if you're Arsenal. But
interesting.
Good performance from City. Also, didn't realize Phil Foden's alive.
Yeah,
I thought he went on like an ayahuasca retreat or something like that.
2
I did
big
not know
assists
that
from
he was here.
Fodinho. Goal by Marmoush, goal by Semenyo, goal by Savinho. Really weird lineup, though, from City today. They kind of played like a 4-1-3-2. I don't even know what you would call this. No proper striker in the lineup. I guess you would call Marmoush a striker. No proper like defensive midfielder or true 8. I mean, I guess Bernardo Silva's kind of become that, but you had 8 Nori on the field. So you had like, I don't know. This is one of the funniest lineups I've ever seen. You have Gvardiol, Gehi, Kusanov, Nunez as your backup, as your back line. So Gvardiol's playing left back despite being a traditional center back. You have Mateus Nunes playing right back despite being a traditional center mid. Then in front of them in the 6, you have Bernardo Silva, who's traditionally a right winger who has become an 8, who's now playing as a 6. In front of him, you have Foden, who's a left winger who became a 10. Then next to him, you have 8 Nori, kind of like in a left midfielder role. Savinho on the right, whatever. And then you have Marmoush and Cement. It's just like, if you look, maybe it's just I'm looking at it funny on FOTMob, but if you look at it, it's just a very funny looking lineup, but Pep gets the job done. Moving on to our next match. Let's go over to La Liga. Barca lose to Alaves 1-0 today. Tough one.
I mainly put this on here because it had less to do with Barcelona and more to do with Alaves. This move catapulted them into 12th. Remember we were talking they were in 18th? They're in 12th place now. Like they're
insane.
Crazy La Liga, bottom of the table.
It's absolutely insane just watching these teams move up and down. It's like the first week or two of the season where every win just like, you know what I mean? Like catapults you up or down, but it's funny because it's the back end. My thoughts on Barcelona in this game. The only thing I would say about it is we actually started a relatively like almost like our true lineup, which is kind of funny. I mean, the players have just been partying for days, which is great. Debut from Alvaro Cortés, who's a center back here for Barca. He had the most touches in the match. Played the full 90. I didn't get to watch the full game, but everything is said like he had a really good game. So one to watch for the future. Yeah, that is all I got in this game. I don't care the rest of the way. If I had to pick 3 teams I want to stay up in La Liga, how's that sound? If I wanted, or you know what, I'll say 3 teams that we can relegate. We can relegate Oviedo. We could relegate Alaves, unfortunately. Sorry, Alaves. Thinking about relegating Levante right now, to be honest. I mean, the people we want to relegate the most are Getafe, but we're going to relegate
Girona.
Nah, I fuck with Girona, man. Girona, like, the thing about Girona is Barca just sends some of our players there on loan, and they either come back really good or we never see them again, so it's awesome.
But it's Girona's hilarious because it's run by Pep's brother. He's like the sporting director.
Right.
So it's like one son is probably the biggest tactical genius in the world, and then the other one can't like get Girona with all the funds of Citigroup to like get out of a relegation fight. Yeah,
we'll have to see what happens there. Sevilla beat Villarreal 3-2. So Sevilla now are in 10th. The only we did save them. The only problem though is we mustn't forget like 2 losses and they are back in the relegation zone.
Yes.
This table is insane. 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th are on 39 points. 15th has 40. And then 13, 12, 11, 10 is on 43. Yeah. And then like Bilbao. Yeah, Bilbao could get relegated.
Maybe that's why Areolas don't want to go there.
Oh my God, Bilbao could get relegated. Sociedad can technically be relegated. How is this possible? And then Barca have 91 points. Insane. But yeah, this table is insane. I kind of hope like I don't want Sociedad or Bilbao relegated. I like them, but like I hope some crazy shit like that happens. Like Rayo Vallecano, who's just been kind of like chilling in mid-table, just all of a sudden gets relegated on like the last day. They lose a game and everyone else wins.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
I mean, what would be hilarious is if they have to go all the way back down to like the what is it called? Like the lower levels because they don't have enough money, but they're also like at the same time in Europa League because they win the Conference League. Yeah.
That'd be tough. Espanyol beat Bilbao 2-0, which again helped Espanyol, so Espanyol shoot back up. Getafe get their first win in 2026 in La Liga over... Oh, no, Espanyol got their first win in 2026. Getafe's been winning. So that was
I knew it was one of the two you hate like those two teams all the time. I got them confused. That's on
Espanyol got their first win in 2026 over Bilbao, which skyrocketed them. Getafe beat Mallorca 3-1, which hurts Mallorca. Mallorca are now in 17th. La Liga table, we kind of jumped into that. I'll cut that part. Serie A, Inter beat Lazio 1-0 in the Coppa Italia. Did you watch this?
No, but I just know the bad guys lost.
Yeah, hey, we'll take it. And then real quick to the championship, we talked about it a little bit. So Middlesbrough end up losing to Southampton 1-0 in extra time. How big a deal do we think the spying was? Like, did it help them get a result?
I don't think it helped them get a result I think it's the fact that they've done it against 19 other teams throughout the season.
Yeah, that probably
might
helped.
Become the issue. That
probably, you're right.
This game in particular, no, the spying probably did not help, but they needed extra time to win. So yeah, it didn't help. But the 19 other possibilities where they did spy might have helped. So I guess keep an eye out on that one. Yeah.
All righty. That was our midweek preview. I think it's time for us to jump into a weekend preview. Real quick, this weekend we have a big one. We have the FA Cup final, Manchester City versus Chelsea. Yeah, let's go through this real quick. Who do we think is going to win this one?
Chelsea, or no, Whoa. God no, City.
Yeah, I think City.
They rested. Haaland didn't even play today, so I think they're going to have a full lineup. They're going to go for the double possible English treble. So I think they'll handle Chelsea easily.
Yeah, I agree with that fully. I wouldn't be...
The only thing where I'm like, Chelsea maybe will win is this might be their only avenue into European football next year. Yep. So I could see Chelsea really, and Callum McFarlane or whatever his name is, did a great job against City last time they played, where they got the draw in the Prem in his first match before Meta, take Ethan's hat off and cover him in butter.
That was
came
quick.
In and
wow, you just came up with that off the top of your head. All right, weirdo. Let me see your hands. Oh no, he only brought up one. Go on, sorry.
No, I seriously think Chelsea are gonna get manhandled, but
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna get manhandled in this one just because they're gonna be playing hard. Like I do think City win this game and probably comfortably, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea make this competitive. Like you said, it's kind of all they got left this year to go for it. They're obviously safe from relegation. The European spots are a little bit out of reach. Like this is your only way to get it for next season. But a lot of players are checked out. I mean, it feels like Enzo Fernandez is probably going to leave this summer. I'm starting to see a lot of reports of João Pedro to potentially to Barca. Cole Palmer's going back to Man United as we initially reported.
First reported.
Yes, first reported
in January.
Yes, and then I mean, should we go through every single player here?
No,
that might leave.
No.
We don't care.
They got 50 players. It's going to take us an hour and a half.
Dude, oh my God. It must be insane doing like a FIFA career mode with this team. Because like, why do you sign players? You just got every dude who's got like 83 or above potential sitting on the bench. Like, well, I might as well just develop him. But yeah, give me City. And this one. Next up, we have Aston Villa versus Liverpool. I'm going to take Liverpool.
I feel like Villa might get the win.
Okay. You think Liverpool in that bad of form?
I think Liverpool mentally are just checked out. I think they know that they're going to be safe from not getting, like, they're going to get Champions League. And
are they?
I know
Bournemouth are 4 points off them.
I know. But I just feel like in their heads, they feel comfortable with where they're at. Where it's like I've watched them the last couple of weeks. It feels like they just kind of are strolling through the rest of the season where it's like, we know we could turn it on like that and then get 6 points to finish out the year. But also at the same time, World Cup is in like a month. Do I really want to risk anything like in terms of getting hurt or something like that? Like, no. So There will be some guys that play like a Van Dijk will always play hard. A Konate will play hard, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Gakpo will play hard, but he's ass, so it won't help.
He's gonna really try his best, but he's just ass.
It just won't help.
We call that savant strength. He's just running his tail off, but
he'll
not much going on.
Realistically, they will win like 1-0, and it'll be a Gakpo goal in like the 68th minute, and you'll be like, "Man, what a great goal by Gakpo!" Everybody else kind of shit the bed. He actually kind of shit the bed too. He wasn't good. He kind of just headed home across.
What I find hilarious about this Liverpool team is, again, as we talk about the teams, I just kind of bring up the lineups to make sure we're not missing anything. Like, they got Curtis Jones last game starting right back and Jeremy Frimpong playing right mid. Blood, he's not a right. I don't want to hear anyone ever tell me Frimpong is a right back. This dude is not a right back. He is such a right midfielder. He's almost
more. But they signed him to play right back, which is hilarious that they did that. Yeah.
And they got Curtis Jones back there. Curtis Jones next year, mark my words, he's going to go to a Tottenham, maybe an Aston Villa. He's going to go to like one of these like teams that are just outside of the, say like the big four, quote unquote, like outside of your Man City, probably Man City, I'd say Liverpool, obviously he's at Liverpool, Arsenal. We'll say a big three. I don't want to include Chelsea in that. He won't go to Chelsea either, but he's going to go to like
United would be the other one.
Right. But I could see him actually going to United. My point being is he's going to go to one of these other teams in the Prem, get decent minutes. People are going to be like, why did Liverpool let this guy? And he's English, so he helps your homegrown registration. Just one of those guys I feel like has been a little bit disrespected at Liverpool. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just one of those things. He seems better than he is in your head. But I think he's a very, very good player. He's only 25.
I think he's just real quick because I want to move on to the next game too. But he to me is a classic, like you said, like on one of those big teams, guy, great rotation piece to come off the bench, give you time when your starters need rest. But he's very similar to like a James Gardner. Like James Gardner, like if he was on one of the big clubs, would be rotation piece on the bench. You'd be like, nice. Like he's a good player to come in, like give a rest. But he really thrives when he starts every single game.
He has to.
And he's under the radar, like in one of those like mid-table clubs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I that's actually probably the best way to say it. Where like if you put Curtis Jones in Everton, people would be like in 10 years being like that midfield three of like James Garner, Curtis Jones, and whoever the third was. You know what I mean? Like
Dewsbury Hall. Like,
oh my God.
What an English three.
Proper football. Barclays. Yeah. All right, let's move over to Manchester United versus Forest. Glory, Man United. Man United need to get me a big result. It doesn't matter, actually. Forest are safe from relegation. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck. I'm always going to rock against Nottingham.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Nottingham Forest fan, so I'm going to go United.
Also, reports are coming out here about Michael Carrick. Looks like he will be the manager next season. So once again, he is right. Never wrong, just early.
I just wait for him to get sacked midway through because you can't hack the 3 games a week.
Well, you sometimes just got to feel something in your balls, and I felt it with this guy. So that being said, moving on next to Newcastle versus West Ham.
Felt it with this guy in your balls?
Newcastle versus West Ham.
Pause. No, we can't just... I got to man mark you on that one.
I'm not feeling it in my balls with you right now.
No, that's fine. But Michael Carrick makes you feel it in your balls?
Now you've ruined it. It was supposed to be such a fire.
You've ruined it. You've ruined it. Yes, Owen. Yes, he does feel things. Feels, you should make E feels Michael Carrick in his balls.
We're going to get shadow banned again. Newcastle versus West Ham. Give me West Ham.
Honestly, yeah, I feel a West Ham win in this one. I do feel a West Ham win.
Arsenal versus Burnley. Give me the mighty Burns. Give me the Midas Burnley. I feel it in my balls. Give me a draw. I'm feeling the burn in my balls.
So there we go. Yep. I'm glad we have that one on deck. So if it was at Turf Moor, I'd be more scared. I'll be honest. I don't trust Michael Jackson ever since that whole stuff came out about him and his ranch. I don't know. It irks me. I really like Thriller, so it's hard for me to root against him. I think he had a great song, Dirty Diana.
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Michael Jackson, his music
Burnley
catalog.
What about it?
Well, it's crazy that he was a famous musician and now he's coaching a Premier League team. I never knew he was a soccer fan. Perfect. I feel okay. Okay.
No, I had to sit through that horrible joke, so I just wanted, yeah.
At least I don't feel dudes in my balls, man.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. um, I think 3-0, 4-0 Arsenal.
Okay, if you say so. Moving over to La Liga. So these games are only relevant, obviously, for the relegation battle. We have Madrid versus Girona. I unfortunately do think Madrid win.
Yeah.
And I feel like it because apparently Mbappe's healthy. What a bozo. So that means he ducked Barca. We mustn't forget.
No, he did duck Barca, if that's the case.
That's
if he plays
soft.
against Girona, he ducked Barca.
Yeah, you can't have that happen either if you're Mbappe.
No.
Like, I would just sit out the rest of the year. Levante versus Mallorca. Give me Mallorca. I think they're a better team than Levante. I think Levante is going down. And then Rayo Vallecano versus Villarreal. I mean, Rayo Vallecano is... When is this final?
In a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a
So you're taking Villarreal?
submarine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rayo... It's tricky. It's very tricky. Because Villarreal is in a decent spot in the table. They're kind of, not that they've got third locked up, but they're not really worried about, they're in the Champions League next year, without a doubt. Give me Vallecano. I think they're going to be starting to play prepping for their final. In that one, moving on to Serie A. So unfortunately, Como are out of the title race, but we are still in a European spots race. Como versus Parma. Give me the Comanese. Give me my boy Cesc Fabregas to beat Parma. Moving on, AC Milan versus Genoa. Who do you got here, Pucci?
I got AC Milan. I think they'll come through and get the win.
100% agree with that there. Next matchup we had here that was a big one was Juventus versus Fiorentina. Oh, you're feeling cheeky. Fiorentina, remember we saved them. They're in 15th.
Mm-hmm.
They're relatively safe here in regard to the table. Juventus in third, but Juventus could fall out of the European spots. I do think I'm going to go with you. Excuse me. I do think I'm going to go with Juventus over Fiorentina. And the big one this weekend. What is this? Rivalry called?
Dello de Classico or something like that.
Okay. Dello Donna Classico. Yeah. Roma versus Lazio. I'm taking Roma because I'll never root for Lazio. So congratulations, Pooch.
Yeah. Yep. Roma. Although I'm nervous, but Roma.
Okay. Why don't you break this game down just a little bit?
Well, I'm nervous mainly because it's like one of those games where it's a rivalry game. So like records and form is kind of thrown out the door, and it's your hatred for your biggest rival. And they both play at the same stadium, so the stadium will be rocking from both sides. Lazio, they're not getting Europe. They've nothing. This is their season. Like they win this and they knock Roma out of the Champions League race. This is a W. Like they can at least sit there and be like, well, we had a shitty season, but at least we knocked Roma out. Like that's what this season will be remembered as. So I am nervous at that fact, and then also the fact that MALEN just signed his contract, like just got accepted. So I don't know how. I'm guessing he'll still play well, but I don't know. It's one of those where it's like you're deep in a European race, and those are a bit different than a title race,
right?
Where especially with 4 teams, where it's like anything could happen. You could either be playing Conference League or Champions League, and for Roma, it's a situation where a lot of the players, like a lot of our better players, Manu Kone, Evan Ndika, Lorenzo Pellegrini, and I think somebody else basically said, we'll give you 1 more year at Roma if we make Champions League. So if they don't make Champions League, a lot of their best players are basically gone. So it's like one of those where it's like, it's a lot of pressure to kind of get a dub here. So.
All right. Well, good stuff. So we have some big games this weekend. I'm going to say probably, I mean, FA Cup final is probably the biggest, but second biggest is that Roma versus Lazio, depending on teams you support.
Fuck me.
Alrighty. We have decided last minute that we were going to do a footy feud because it just hits like crack. It's got us bent over on all fours on the toilet seat, sniffing it. For those that have not heard us play this game, I'm going to let Owen explain the rules. Then we're going to jump into
footy
it.
feud action, pretty simple. I've got a question here, and underneath this question are 5 little answer boxes. Pooch and E are going to take turns trying to guess the prompt, right? So the prompt for this one is, which player has the highest XG this Champions League season? And I have 5 answers. If you answer the first one right, you get 5 points. Second one right, you get 4. Then 3, 2, 1, you get it. You get 3 incorrect guesses, and then you're out. And I think that's all you need to know. So, who started last time?
Let's do it.
E?
Pooch started last time.
It's all you.
Okay. As a reminder, the question is, which player has the highest expected goals this Champions League season? I got to think about who's played the most games, who scored the most goals this Champions League season. With that in mind, give me Michael Olise.
That is not included.
Wow. Okay.
Harry Kane.
Here's my thought about Harry Kane. He's probably scored a ton, but I also was thinking, I feel like he's probably created a ton. There was another guy on Bayern I was thinking too, who probably has more chances. All right.
Harry Kane,
guess.
yeah.
It's probably number 1.
Number 2.
Go fuck myself.
Yeah.
I'll just go fuck myself. Great. It was so stupid. I was thinking Harry Kane or Olise. I'm like, well, Olise's probably put himself in better positions with higher XG. Whatever, man. Which teams went deep this year? I guess for PSG, Kvaratskhelia.
That is not included.
Fuck, I'm having a blinder. I'm having an absolute blinder.
Give me Yamal.
That is not included.
Yeah, no, that's a bad guess. That's a bad guess, Bozo.
That's a bad guess. You guessed Olise and Carva.
This is the last one. Your last wrong guess.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna do this one. It's kind of like a little bit of a suicide attempt. I'm just gonna end it and also make fun of Pooch. Victor Gyökeres.
That is not included. That is 8th.
Oh, Victor Gyökeres not on it. Damn.
He is
okay.
F.
Still in the Champions League final.
F. Oh.
Let me go with a player that helped knock Barcelona out of the Champions League this year and go Julian Alvarez.
That is number 4.
No chance he's on that list. Wow. Good title for him. Him and Pooch will have the same amount of European titles after. Actually, he already has one. Wait, can I guess number 1 anyway?
Pooch
even though it
could
doesn't
clear
count?
the board.
Nope. I still get guesses. Yeah.
Oh, he gets more. I forgot he got more guesses. Go ahead, Pooch.
Give me. I really want to go Haaland, but I don't think it's him. Give me Ousmane Dembele.
That is not included. He is 10th.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Give me Kylian Mbappe.
That is big.
Yeah, that was going to be my next one. But I don't want to ever. Fuck. I did not want to give that man props. Oh, I got to let my bias go to the side. The first name that hit my head was Mbappe because I think he's the La Liga top scorer too.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, don't give him kudos. Also, fucking Dembele, man. He just won League Player of the Season with 900 minutes played. The dude's barely played. The league's top scorer, I think his name's like Lefy or something like that.
He didn't even get on the...
He didn't even get on the podium. He didn't win a single award this year. Corruption.
And he didn't get the 55-man roster for France.
I know. Whatever. That being said,
Hold on.
I still get to keep going.
You get
Wait, don't you get 3 guesses?
No, you get 3 outs. You've never watched Family Feud? Trademarked?
Whatever, man. Go on. Do I still get one to steal then?
Give me Vinny Jr.
That is number 5, Pooch. 10 Pooch.
I'm going to steal one.
10 Pooch.
He's going to get this wrong and I'm going to steal. He's going to... Ew. Pooch is a queen. I'm going to get that. He's going to miss this. I'm going to steal it.
3.
This is going to be tough. You better get it.
That is not included. Haaland is 7th.
But I get a chance to steal. All right, I'm going to steal it right here. This is a tricky one.
You're not going to get it.
Gnabry.
No, I'm telling.
No, I am.
You.
Because it's the lad from Bodo Glimt. No, let me guess. It is. He thinks I'm not going to get.
Mudryk.
Ugh, definitely not going to get him. Maybe a Benfica player. I feel like they didn't create that many opportunities.
Cristiani.
Censor that man. Wait, what's the name of the striker from Bodo Glimt? Is his name like Hogg or something like that?
Jans Peter Hogg?
Is that his name?
I mean, he's a winger, but
I don't know. What's the name of their striker?
I don't know. You can't look it up. You told me last time, no cheating.
This is
You
not
said
cheating.
it all had to be from your brain. Now,
All right, fine. Off top of my
Rules
brain.
Committee.
Off the type of my brain. I'm hands up. I've stopped typing. He played for AC Milan. Think, Ethan. Think.
It's Jan Peter Haig who you're thinking of.
Yeah, give me that guy
not
then.
Their striker.
Give me that guy then. Oh, Anthony Gordon. Wow, good for big age.
I told you.
He's about to get a move to Bayern.
No, he's about to get moved
All
to
right,
Barca.
that was a
supposedly.
close game.
All right.
Pooch
Well, that was
won.
another.
Let's do that real quick. 12-0. So,
Can we keep a tally of the last one? Just I want to see it. What is it? What's the score now? What's the season?
Look, Pooch is trying to.
What's the season score? What's
I don't
the season
remember
score?
Whatever, man.
Oh,
It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there. It's two.
Oh yeah, Ethan won by 1.
They're definitely
a nail
updated.
biter.
Oh,
yeah.
So I got 12.
No, we're not
so I'm
doing
now at
cumulative.
26. And
That's
Ethan's at
ridiculous.
15. Okay.
Yeah, you see, look at this. Look at him. This is out. Here comes his Arsenal bullshit. He'd be proud of that too. This dude is so fucking shameless. Just trying to do anything to win. Ay.
It's sports, man. If I really wanted to cheat, I could cheat here too, but.
Anyway, that was another terrific episode here of the Classes Permanent podcast. As always, please make sure that you go on, follow us on the socials, interact, YouTube, subscribe. Pooch is worried that we are shadow banned, so make sure that we take a look there. Enjoy the games this weekend. And yeah, and if you want to do an interview on the show, it's $900 for a 1 hour appearance. And then if you want a special edition so that we go out of our way to do, what did we say? 3K for it. So
3K.
Feel free to pay us. We'll put you on the show.
Email classespermanentpod@gmail.com. Our PR team will get to you. We actually hired a PR person. Yes.
Yeah. Make sure you do that. But other than that, fellas, you got anything to say to the lovely people?
Subscribe to the pod.
There you go. Subscribe. Keep it pushing. We'll see you guys soon. Class is permanent. Form is temporary. Peace.